To begin, you're going to need to put the vehicle into the drive selection on the gear shifter. Make sure you are on a flat level surface and set the parking brake. Place the key in the ignition and turn it until you can move the shifter with your foot on the brake pedal. Do not start the vehicle. Put the shifter in the drive position. You are going to remove the shift knob. Do not try and pry off the top piece. You do not need to do this, and it will only damage the shift knob. With your hands, rotate the base of the lock on the shifter counterclockwise 45 degrees. If for some reason you need more than hand pressure, make sure to wrap the shifter in a soft cloth to prevent damage. Make sure the shift button is not depressed when removing the shifter, red arrow. I like to gently pull it forward while lifting the shift knob up. Lift the shift knob straight up. The button should remain out while the knob is off. Do not depress the button. The plastic piece on the top of the shift mechanism is fragile. Do not damage it or depress it while the shifter is off. Use a trim removal tool and lift out the center shifter plate. It is held in place by 4 clips and will lift out with gentle force. Open the lid and remove the small storage area tray in front of the shifter. Use a T20 torque and remove the 2 screws under the tray, red arrows. You can lift the trim surround piece up and out from its 4 clips, but you will not be able to fully remove it yet. You will need to first disconnect the electrical connection. You will need to remove the 2 dash vents on each side of the entertainment system. There are 5 clips holding each of the vents to the dash. You start on the lower 2 clips. You should be able to remove the vent without releasing the upper 3. In this image, you can see one of the lower clips that holds the vent in place and indicated by a red arrow. You want to slip a small pick into the opening shown and gently pull the clip towards the center of the vent. With the clip gently pulled inward, you can pull that side of the lower vent forward. Once you have both lower side clips released, you can gently pull the vent slightly downward and out. The upper clip does not need to be released while you pull downward, red arrow. Set the vents off to the side or disconnect the electrical connections and remove them fully. Lift up the rear of the center console piece from the rear, red arrow. Move the console piece so you can get it over the shifter assembly while using care around the top plastic piece, red arrow. There are a series of electrical connectors under the console. Depending on how your Cayenne is optioned will depend on the connections you have, blue and red arrows. Working from the driver's side on our Cayenne to the passenger, we first pressed in on the tab on the tan connector and pulled it straight down and out. The forward connector has 2 tabs that you squeeze in, red arrows, and pull it down and out. The next 2 gray connectors, we used a small pick to push in on the release tabs, red arrow, and pulled them straight down and out. On the center storage connection, remove it from its holder, red arrow, and use a small pick to press in on the tab and separate the connection, blue arrow. You can now remove the shifter trim surround. There are 3 holders for the wiring harness running back to the diff lock switch. There are 2 push connectors and one is a newly developed connector to frustrate you, blue arrow. In Porsche's wisdom, they are hard to get to. The push connectors are simple to pry or push out, red arrow, one shown. The long plastic connector means inserting a very small screwdriver between the trim piece, red arrow, to release the tabs, blue arrow, and remove it. At the rear, use a small hooked pick and press in on the tab on the connector and separate the connection, red arrow. You can now remove the wire. Check your console and make sure that you have disconnected everything, and then you can remove it. Place the console down on a clean, soft surface if you are going to be working on it. Installation is the reverse of removal. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out another video in this series.